Hey everyone, Myets here. Welcome to the penultimate episode of this series where I rank and review every single Pokemon series. And now, if this is your first time here, you should probably go check out the other videos. Now, if you've already seen all the other videos, or you just don't care, welcome back. And now, here we go. This is the big one. There are two series left. The original series and XY. So yeah, this is probably going to be the most controversial one, depending on if you're a fan of either the original series or XY. Because, you know, the number 2 spot, this is the one where people are probably going to get upset. But anyways, here we go. The number 2 spot goes to... Yup, and the number 2 spot is the original series. Now, you're probably going to want an explanation for why it's at the number 2 spot instead of number 1, but I'm definitely going to be talking about that in the number 1 spot video instead of here. Being in the number 2 spot still means it's really good, so let's just talk about how great the original series is. One of the best parts about the original series is that it definitely has the most character development out of the entire show. Because in the original series, Ash starts off, really arrogant and acts like he's a lot smarter than he actually is, but he definitely changes and becomes more mature from the beginning of Kanto to the end of Johto. And also, obviously here you have Misty and Brock. They are definitely in the top 3 best companions, easily. Tracy was there, but we try our best to forget that ever happened. Gary is another one of Ash's best rivals, definitely also being in the top 3, because they just make you hate him. They make him constantly talk about how he's better than Ash, and almost always he's able to actually prove it. But then when you go to the end of Johto and they actually have, respect for each other, it's just awesome to see that. Team Rocket is incredible. Here they're at their funniest, but they also have serious episodes with them, which are just some of the greatest episodes in the show, because the Team Rocket trio are just such great characters. Also, I love the fact that they were taken as like a serious threat in the 2nd episode, and almost made into a complete joke by the 3rd. I find that hilarious. Also, come on, there are so many great battles here. Like the battle against Lieutenant Surge, Ash versus Blaine. The Kanto Pokemon League was awesome because, a lot of Ash's Pokemon, which didn't get a lot of time to shine, finally got their chance to show how cool they were. The battle against Drake was really cool because, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that was the first full 6-on-6 battle in the show. So of course that automatically makes it really cool. And obviously, Ash versus Gary was easily the coolest fight in the original series. It's both a great fight and it's just great narratively. And also, come on, Ash's Pokemon are so iconic in this show. Like, obviously you had the introduction of Pikachu. You had his starters being Squirtle, Bulbasaur, Charizard, who I'm going to go into more detail in. Man, just Charizard is so great. Like, first of all, the episode where they introduce Charmander is such a good episode, which is really emotional and gets you attached to Charmander. And also, that's such an interesting storyline with Charmander evolving into Charmeleon and it, changing its personality, making it more stubborn. And the episode where Ash's Charizard finally listens to him in the Orange Islands is just amazing. Because Ash's Charizard has spent so long not listening to Ash. It's so refreshing seeing him finally listening to Ash again like he did when he was Charmander. And the episode where Charizard left to go training was wonderful and really emotional. And that is just a lovely episode. And like I said before, Charizard's fight with Blaine's Magmar was just incredible. And also, the battle against Gary is so cool. The fact that Charizard has to beat 3 of Gary's Pokemon, 2 of which he has a major disadvantage against, and he still wins. That is such a cool episode. And Charizard is definitely one of Ash's best Pokemon. Well, that took longer than I expected. Let's get back on track. You had Pokemon like his Snorlax. Now, this is where most people talk about the fact that Snorlax once used 6 moves in a single battle. I already talked about that in the Advanced Series video. And I just want to talk about Drake's Dragonite, which uses, in the battle against Ash, 10 different moves. 10. This show, man. There was his Lapras, which had a neat story arc of it being lost and eventually reunited with its family. There was his Kingler, which was insanely OP in the Pokemon League for absolutely no reason. There was his Muck that was always enjoyable to watch. There's his Primeape, which was really cool even though he barely got to use it, as it almost immediately left Ash after a couple episodes. Except, I literally just found this out, but apparently in the opening for Pokemon Black and White Adventures in Unova and Beyond, you see the shot where there's all of Ash's Pokemon at Oak's lab. In there, you see Primeape. Primeape's just there. My whole reality has been shattered by this one shot. Primeape is just there. Never mentioned in the show a single time. Primeape is just, man. Okay, let's go on to the next Pokemon before I have a mental breakdown. And man, I just find the 30 Tauros hilarious because of the fact that the episode where they were caught was banned because of reasons. So I just find it hilarious that for a lot of Pokemon fans, Ash just out of nowhere suddenly has 30 Tauros. Like, they just came out of complete nowhere. I just find that so amusing. You had the Johto starters with Bayleaf, Cyndaquil, which, later became Quilava, Totodile. You had his Pidgeot. And yes, I'm just as upset as you that Ash just left and never came back for it. His Butterfree, his Donphan, Ash's shiny Noctowl. Because come on, it's shiny. That's cool. Man, I'm pretty sure I just talked about almost all of the Pokemon Ash had in the original series. And that's because pretty much all of them are awesome. And another thing that's awesome is the humor in this show. The original series is easily the funniest one. A lot of the jokes here actually land well. Thing is, I'm not saying the other Pokemon series aren't funny. I'm just saying this is 100% the funniest one. Because there are so many great jokes that come from this series. Now, while there aren't a ton of major storylines, and also it was kind of a shame that they just completely forgot about the GS ball. Like, that was never brought up again. Come on, the Kanto and Johto leagues were so great. Like, those are peak Pokemon story arcs. Also, while I did say the show was really funny and it has great comedic moments, it still has really well-made serious episodes that are actually really emotional. Like Bye Bye Butterfree, the stray Pokemon, especially Pikachu's Goodbye. Those are only a couple of the really well-made emotional episodes in the original series. And yeah, this series was a perfect way to adapt the games. And just everything about it is so incredible. So in conclusion, Pokemon, the original series, is just such a wonderful show. But as you'll see in the next video, there's one that's even better. Well guys, that's going to be it for today's video and review of the Pokemon original series. Next time we're going to be talking about the number 1 spot, which, surprise, in case you somehow don't know, it's XY. Now, if you did enjoy this video and want to see when that video comes out, do the stuff where you like and subscribe to my content. And yeah, I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one as the journey continues. Man, that feels cool.